Hello, Sudoku friends, and welcome to the New York Times Art Sudoku Puzzle. Today is the 3rd of January 2024. And of course, did I say this is a hard puzzle from the New York Times? Well, it is, as usual. And let's get started right away. We have a 7 blocking in these squares here, and therefore this must be a 7. It's quite difficult to spot the next number because there aren't any obvious singles anywhere that I can see. What I can see is that this square is very congested. It's being attacked by a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So it must be an 8. And that raises a question about this square. It's being attacked by a 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9. So it must be a 2. Now a 5 and a 6 must go in these 3 squares somehow. And I'm not sure I can solve that yet. Here we're going to need 1, 7, and a 9. Also not yet possible. But speaking of the 9s, we've got this 9 blocking here. We've got this 9 blocking here, here, and here. So one of these must be a 9, and we can tell which one it's going to be because this 9 blocks down, giving me a 9 here or here. Therefore, this can't be a 9, and the 9 is going here. Now we have these 2 9s blocking across. So one of these must be a 9, and from that follows that one of these must be a 9 because we would otherwise not have a 9 in column 5 at all. Well, the 4 blocks up here, one of these is a 4. So we're going to have 4s candidates here or here, or here and here. 3s block across, so 3 goes here or here. 4 blocks across here, so 4 goes here or here, and therefore in one of these 2 squares. 7 must go here or here, because all other squares in the row are blocked by these 2 7s. So after all, it turns out that this square must be a 1 or a 9. Maybe I can use that for something later. 5 must go down here somewhere. Two, 3, 5, 6 to complete column 2. 3, 6 here, so this is a 2, 5. That's not good enough. I'm thinking that we have something we can do in column 9. It very often turns out that the column or a row or even a block with very few givens harbors a single that is very well hidden. Let's have a look at these squares here. We got a 2, 3, 8, and 9 blocking here, so what's left? These 3 squares, we got a 4, 2, 3, 8, and a 9 blocking, and also a 7 can only go here or here. So let's have a look at these squares. Or maybe first we should have a look at this square. It must be a 5 or a 6. Now let's look at this square. It cannot be a 2, 3, 4, 7 or 8. It can be a 1, 5, 6. Now let's look at this square. It can be a 1 but not a 2, 3, 4. It could be a 5 and a 6 and a 7. So now we got a 5, 6 here, 1, 5, 6 here, 1, 5, 6, 7 here. Let's look at this square. It can be a 1 but not a 2, 3, 4. It could be a 5 or a 6 but not a 7. So we have a quadruple here, 1, 5, 6, 7 for these squares. Now let's see if we can figure out what these three are. A 2, 8 and a 9. We have a 2 and an 8 blocking this square, so it must be a 9. And these now must be a 2 and an 8. We also have this 9 blocking down. And now with this 9 blocking over, we know that this is a 9. This 2 blocks here and here, so here is a 2. And here now a 4 and a 6. Let's have a look across here. 3, 6, 7, 8 missing. 6, 7, 8 blocking here, so here's a 3. We now have this 3 blocking down, this 3 blocking down, and these 3s blocking over. So a 3 goes in row 9 like so. Now we know that this must be a 5 because of these 2 5s blocking across. Now we know that this is a 6, and we know this because it was a 5 or a 6 candidate square, wasn't it? This 5 blocks up now here, so we know that one of these is a 5, therefore there is no way this can be a 5, it must be a 6. And a 5 and a 3 now for these squares. The 5 blocks up, here's a 3, here's a 5. 3 blocks up, 3 blocks up, 3 goes here. 3 blocks across and across, this 3 and this 3 block here. So here's a 3. 4 and 6, therefore a 1 and a 7 here. Not much I can do about that. But we know that one of these is a 7. And by the way, this 7 blocks here and this 7 blocks here, so here is a 7. The ghost one here blocks down, this one blocks over, here's a 1. 1 and 5, therefore here a 4 and a 6. The 6 blocks down, the 6 blocks down, here is a 6. Here we need a 4 and a 5. 5 blocks over, here's a 4, here's a 5. Two, 8, 9. I don't think I know about that, or do I? Not sure. So let's look elsewhere for a number that's easier. 7, 8 here. That is easy because this 7 blocks across. Here's a 7 and here therefore must go an 8. We have this 8 now blocking here and here. This 8 blocks here and here. This 8 blocks here and here, and this 8 blocks across. So an 8 goes here. Here a 2-8 pair. Therefore a 4-6-9 here. And I can't solve that yet. Yes, I can. Of course I can. Because we talked about how these two 9s block here and here. Therefore this must be a 9. And these must be 4-6. 4 blocks down. Therefore a 6 goes here and a 4 here. So still a 1-7 here. I think that must wait a little while longer. What do we do with these two squares? We are thinking about a 2 and a 6, aren't we? Yes, we are. 6 blocks over. 2 goes here. 6 here. 2 blocks over. 2 here. Therefore an 8 here and a 2 here. And this must be a 9. And this is an 8. 8 blocks across. 8 blocks down. 8 goes here. One and a 4 for these two squares. The 4 blocks over. So here's a 1. Here's a 4. That gives me a 4 down here and a 6, like so. 2 and 6 here. 1 and 5 here. But I think we can solve at least part of these 3 squares now, because this one must be a 1. That gives me a 1 here, by the way, and a 7 here. And therefore a 7 here. And a 9 here. This 9 blocks up. This 9 blocks over. This 9 blocks up. 9 goes here. Here we need a 2. And this 2 blocks across. This 2 blocks up. Here's a 2. And this therefore has got to be a 6. Which now blocks these 2 squares. This 6 blocks up. So a 6 goes here. Still a 1-5 here. And therefore a 4 here. 1-5 here, 1-5 here. 5 blocks up. Here's a 1. Here's a 5. Here's a 1. And therefore we have a 1 here. And a 5 here. This 5 blocks up. This 5 blocks over. 5 here. The last 2 squares have got to be a 4 and a 6. The 4 blocks over. Here's a 6. And here's a 4. That's it. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. See you again tomorrow.